me down the pub right now with a Bacardi and Coke. Or better still, you know, at a beach bar with a cocktail and a handsome waiter. Oh my God. It's like,
Okay, I'm ready. I'm already at the beach.
yeah.
Me and my squirrel.
Seriously, the Three of Cups, it really is so sociable.
When you were talking about social cards or the most social suit when we did the overall cups, this was the card that popped in my mind. This is good times. Good times.
Good times. Totally good times. It's a party, it's amongst friends, it's celebrating, it's anything. It's going out for a drink after work. It's, you know, or it could be something more significant. It could be, you know, celebrating a success, but not necessarily. Might just be what you do every Friday night at the end of the week's work.
And it's incredibly supportive. They are all celebrating each other. None of them feel the need to tear the other down at all. They're happy for each other. They laugh together, and I think they cry together too. But they're just laughing now.
I don't always see it as a three. To me, it's just a group.
Yes, I agree.
The three can be relevant sometimes to the reading, but a lot of the time it's just incidental that it happens to be three. But I have had that card come up when somebody was trying to diet, and I went, oh, like, you know, join a dance class or go to a group thing, go to Weight Watchers or something. You need to do it as part of a group. Don't try and do it just on your own.
Yeah, that whole supportive thing going on there. Yeah.
I mean, it is fundamentally a feminine card, but it doesn't have to be.
No,
but it is that receptive energy. There's nothing, I don't see that as like joining a karate club. That feels too masculine to me.
And they have, what is that word? They're unabandoned. They are dancing and raising their glasses. There's no discipline here. I mean, they're not being foolish, but they're not in some kind of sport or judo classes.
They're not competing against each other, are they?
No. This is weird, but considering what fruits are on the ground, it often makes me think as far as timing for the fall, because that's a fall harvest at their feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, maybe that's why I'm partly thinking of a slimming club, or because there's all that healthy looking food there, you know.
Yeah.
And when you go to those support groups, it's kind of like they all share recipes and all that sort of thing. So it sort of lends itself to healthy eating, but with the support of a group.
I like that a lot.
But dancing, movement, but it could be going out night clubbing, couldn't it? You know,
yeah,
really
it sure could.
With your mates.
And sometimes that is the best therapy.
Yeah. Well, it's not possible at the moment, is it? But
hey, virtual.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have us a pajama party.
That card in a love reading of a sort of how am I going to ever get a boyfriend, and that card came up, I'd say go out with your mates, like go on a night out. You will meet them on a night out when you're out having a good time, enjoying yourself.
Yeah, and quite possibly not even looking for that particular kind of thing because you're having so much fun with your friends.
Exactly.
It's very celebratory.
It could be a hen party, you know, like when someone's getting married and all the men go out and with the groom, and all the women go out with the bride before. So it's like a what's it called? A last hurrah or something before.
When I was pregnant with my youngest son, I had never had a birth party. What is it? A baby shower for my oldest son.
Oh, yes.
So it never occurred to me that I would have one for my youngest son. And I had this wonderful friend, and she called me up and she was like, I am having this Tupperware party. I really need you to be there. Please, please come to my Tupperware party. I don't want to do this alone. And that damn Tupperware party was a baby shower for me. It, her house was
Oh,
packed. I bawled like a baby, but I felt so loved. You know what I mean?
I've got to say, Sharon, I think you should show my tarot of reflections right now, because you've just given me the perfect kind of segue into it.
Well, let's take a look at it. Oh, a little pregnant me.
There you go. So whilst I must admit I have never seen the Three of Cups as necessarily being anything to do with children or pregnancy or childbirth, not in the Tarot of Reflections. It's very much a sort of it's very much a pregnancy card there.
Yes.
So there she is.
And I love how it almost seems like she's toasting herself. She's
Yes,
supporting and appreciating herself, and that's so hard to do in today's world.
I know. Her and her baby. And
Oh,
it took two to tango, and now the third one is on its way. And so the three is captured in that card, because those two energies have created a third energy. So I kind of get it.
oh, I love it.
Yeah. But I couldn't believe you said that about the baby shower. So I just thought, I'm sorry, I'm just going to sort of like throw in the order of this here, because I knew it was coming.
Such a different reading, but such a beautiful and still celebratory card.
Yes. So even though, are there people in the background
There
there?
are, I just saw them. They're all toasting her too. It's a baby shower. No,
It is a baby shower.
that was one of the absolute highlights of my life. I am not kidding. It touched me so deeply that she did that and that she fooled me so, and nobody gave it away. How did they all keep it a secret for weeks?
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Wow, I really like that card.
It's lovely, isn't it? It is really lovely. And I've got to be honest, I only just noticed the other people in the background. So she's not alone there at all. And again, it's not like three people. There's actually God knows how many people there. So again, the card is just about groups of people who kind of share your happy moment or whatever, or sharing your happiness.
Yeah, they're definitely supporting her and celebrating her joy. And that's true friendship.
All of the cards have the reflection somewhere in the card as well, which is really lovely.
Ooh, I smell a deck of the week. We're gonna have to live forever. You realize that to do all our decks.
This is apparently a rare deck, worth a few bob.
Oh, yeah, you'll have to do that one eventually.
Yeah.
I like the art, and I love the way it took a minute to see that there were people in the background.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, going back to the Rider-Waite, it's a really nice card. It's a card that I enjoy when it comes up.
There's no snarkiness there. So when I see this one, I'm like, I'm really happy. I know that these people trust each other and support each other. It's none of that, what'd you do to get a new car type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like genuine joy that for each other's successes.
I mean, do you have that expression, two's company, three's a crowd?
Yes.
I don't feel that at all with this in the upright. Maybe that's one of the interpretations that could be valid in reverse.
Absolutely.
And it is possible. See, if I was asked, is he cheating on me? If somebody that does come up, is he cheating on me? Now, if that card came up upright, three women, I might say, well, I wouldn't say he's cheating, but he's definitely got a lot of female friends. He's he's popular with females, but I'm kind of feeling it's a friendship thing. However, if that came up reversed, I would be quite suspicious about the nature of those friendships.
And I would almost have to say that it's one of her supposed friends.
Yes. So it again, it does depend on the question and the card positioning and whatever.
And the intuition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Intuition trumps all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be very hard pressed to not say or not see that it was one of her friends. And this can also just be that backstabbing bullshit that you see all the time. You know?
Or it could be like at work. It's like all these people, they're talking about you behind your back. You
That's
think
a really
they're your
good
friends,
gossip
but
card in reverse.
yes.
Don't see a whole lot of happiness to it in the reverse. Although, I mean, if I want to stretch it, or if it really came up as intuition, now that you've pointed out that that's all healthy fruit, you know, that could be saying that will be what you reach for when you go to the refrigerator. Got that little holy cow, are you eating again magnet? That's what I need.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking from a sort of ambitious sort of point of view, or a work point of view. It might be that the people that you work with are a bit cliquey, you know, they've got their little group. And really, if you want to kind of do well in this company, you need to somehow get in with this group, and you're a bit of an outsider from it at the moment. It might not be saying they don't like you, but it might be saying, you know, that's the kind of the setup here. So you might have to work at this to kind of be accepted as part of that group. Like, have you ever seen the reality shows where you get certain people that are kind of introduced into it a few days later or even a week later, by which time the group that all started on the same night have all formed a kind of a tight-knit little group. And it can be sometimes uncomfortable for the latecomer to just feel accepted, and it's not that everybody's horrible, but they've kind of formed a bond. And sometimes it's easier said than done to get into it. So it's not necessarily deliberately nasty or that you've been kicked out, but it just might be, it's not like the 5 of Pentacles extent, but you're going to have to work on this to get accepted by this group. Maybe that's what it means in reverse.
And trust like that in the upright position, trust like that takes time. You've really got to know somebody for a while before you can celebrate each other like that. You know, I know sometimes friendships start out like that until one of them starts getting all wonky on you, you know, getting jealous of petty little things. But in a group environment like a workplace, it does take time for them to you to earn their trust. So it might just be a matter of time. Or they might be
group
cutthroat.
dynamics can be quite complex, can't they? And you get a strong sort of personality that can be quite persuasive. But I don't see that in this card. I don't think one person is kind of, unless, like you were saying, it's one of your friends that's cheating on you with your husband or something. I kind of like feel this group feels like one unit.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a little tainted by it because in the not too recent past, I had an incredibly good friend that I just loved the hell out of. And when I found out how badly she was stabbing me in the back, you know, other people showing me text messages and things that she'd said and done, I was brokenhearted. And it was all a matter of cutthroat. I want what you have, you know? And so I see this in reverse in that tainted way right now. It may take me a while, and this will happen. When you're reading tarot, it happens with astrology too, where you're tainted by a previous acquaintance or friend or somebody you loved. And so I will have to do actual work to get away from that taintedness of this particular card, because she was my 3 of cup. So I have to work really hard. And that raises the problem of, if I'm trying to stay away from that, what if that's what it's really saying, type of thing. So I need to work through it quickly.
I mean, people can be nasty. I mean, as long as you're not in like physical danger or whatever, people can be nasty. But the more you've trusted someone, the more it hurts
Yeah.
when you find out that they've broken that, they've betrayed you in some way.
Yeah.
You know, because this is an emotional card. It's a cups card. So the more you kind of allowed yourself to, you know, to trust them and trust that friendship and trust the acceptance and everything of it, then the further there is to sort of fall emotionally if
Yeah.
that goes wrong.
And I feel like, when we talk about falling in love, we think about man, woman, or romantic relationship, no matter what the
Yeah,
gender. But when I make a real friend, I fall in love with that person on a different level, of course.
yeah,
I'd fallen in love with her. And you don't just fall out of love. So you got that deep, deep emotion, that deep, deep betrayal. But yeah,
yeah,
to me, friendship is a form of falling in love when you build those deep bonds.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
betrayal is a horrible thing, and it comes in different disguises, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it
So,
does.
but I think true betrayal is, or like the deepest form of betrayal is if it's come from a place of what you thought was trust.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for example, if some, con man won you over to believe something and then conned you out of something, then I mean, that is awful, and that may be terrible that they've taken your money or blah blah blah. But it's not as though you thought they were your best friend or whatever in the first place.
Exactly. It still
I mean,
hurts. But when
it
it's
still
your
hurts. Yeah.
best friend or someone you trusted to, I mean, twist it around again, someone you trusted to this extent,
Yes.
then it's
I
brutal.
agree.
Yeah, that 10 of Swords looks bad, but this in reverse is just as brutal to me.
But is there a kind of a less nasty version of this in reverse, where you could just say, I don't think they're quite as great fun. I mean, or I don't know that this friendship is necessarily as good for you as you think it is. Like, I'd be a little bit careful, like a little warning sign,
Yeah.
or someone in that group is a little bit two-faced.
Or
Not like it's terrible, but
yeah, gossip. Gossip. Yeah.
yes, yeah, you did
Or
say that, yeah.
or even, in the reverse, it could be y'all are friends, but you're not, like, you're not inseparable. You can go a week without speaking to each other, or a year, or whatever, but you've still
Yeah,
got a friendship, just not that same level of trust, or
no.
or or dependency, even when in the
Or just sort of
upright.
not feeling that you quite fit in with the group. It doesn't mean there's necessarily anything wrong with them or that they're being
For
nasty
you.
about you, but you just don't feel that you want to kind of, you just don't feel comfortable with the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I can get that. Yeah, actually, it's not very nice when there's a group and you don't quite feel that you sort of belong in it.
Yeah, it's I usually don't stay with those groups myself. I, I figure out pretty quickly when if I belong somewhere or not. But I know people who never feel like they belong, like they're
Yes.
alien to the rest of the world, and I don't know how I don't think I could survive like that. But there are some people who just always feel a step removed.
Yeah.
Usually
Yeah.
Aquarians.
I'm an Aquarian. I've got to say that, oh my God, it was absolutely like years ago, but I didn't used to talk like this, right? I used to, when I grew up and where I grew up, I had quite a thick accent, but over the years I kind of moved away and my accent has watered down quite a lot, right? It might sound thick to you, but I
That
swear
sounds
to God,
English.
I know it's English, right? But I used to have a real East London accent, and if I did that accent now, it would sound very fake to you. So I don't, I don't do it, but I can do it. But I used to talk like this. This is how I used to talk. So like if I was going out with my mates, like, that was me. I talk like that, right?
Kind of like how I talk.
And it's kind of gone. It's just over the years. It's like it's gone. So this is not a fake accent. That feels fake, but that actually was the old me. But I remember, like, when I was in my 20s and I went to Israel on the kibbutz. I arrived on this kibbutz, and like you all eat together in this big dining room. And I walked into the dining room, and it was all these Americans. They went, "Come and sit with us. Come and sit with us. Oh my God, talk, right?" And it was like, I never felt so welcome. I didn't know. It was my accent. They just like loved it. Couldn't get
That
enough
was a
of it.
great accent. But you have this, see, you've got the voice to me, or the accent to me, of the refined citizen.
Oh, thank you. Like, you feel somewhat refined, but yeah. But I tell you what, here. Okay, get this. So a few years ago, I was going to a gym, and this woman said to me at the gym, right? She said, there's a really, really good class on a Thursday morning at 10 o'clock or something. I think you like really enjoy it. She was just one of the other, she wasn't a teacher or a coach. She was just a woman in the changing room who'd just been to the swimming class or something. So I said, all right, I'll give it a go. So anyway, so I turn up on the Thursday morning, and it was, oh, she came over all friendly. Oh, you came to the class. Oh, I hope you really enjoy it. So I said, okay, fine. It's all included in your membership. You just pick and choose what like classes you go to. So anyway, then her friend comes over, right, and says, oh, hi. I think she had an American accent, right? But whatever. She went, oh, hi. Oh, great to see you. Right? She said, have you got an email address? And I thought, blimey, I've just like walked in here. I went, yeah, sure. Give me your email address. She went, I'll send you an email. She said, and then you can be part of our little group, the David Lloyd Seniors. And I went, no, thank you.
No.
I thought, how rude, right? How rude to go up to a complete stranger and assume they are a senior.
There's nothing senior about you.
I was just furious, right? I was just furious. So there's this, going back to the group, that to me would be Three of Cups reversed. She came over all thinking friendly, blah, 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 blah. We've got another member of our seniors group. I don't think so. Three of Cups reversed, love.
Yeah, that puts you right off. Or okay, like when I was really heavy, I loved When's the Baby Due? Think, people.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, that is the same thing.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. And not meaning to be rude, but wow, just put some thought into your words. Well, did you bring another card?
I did.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's lovely. And if you look at it alongside the Rider-Waite, she's like the one in the Rider-Waite has got the red dress on, who's got her back to you. She's really captured a lot of the Rider-Waite stuff. And she's got some sort of vine or something like growing above. So they've got the vegetation there as well.
Oh,
It's
wow.
very simple. and they're all sort of like looking up. It's kind of, it's almost like they can see something over and above that vegetation. We can't see what it is, so we can use our imaginations, like what that might be.
Funny that
It's
you should
really
say
nice.
that. And we have to point out that we don't show each other our cards when we pick them. We don't tell each other what to pick or anything. But what you just said, Mandy, are you ready for this? Look above them.
Oh, I love it. That's amazing.
There is something above them that and I had been doing a reading for a group of friends. We do a reading for each other, roundabout for the year. Every one of my friends, not everyone, one of my friends' birthday every year, and we all read for each other. And when I pulled this card out for that month, they were like, oh, that's us, and we're blessed by the heavens. There's an angel pouring our wine.
Oh God, yeah. Wow.
And they are naked. They have nothing. What you said about the lovers, they have nothing to hide from each other.
No.
They're open
It's
and
great.
honest. This is the Tarot of Prague by Baba Studios.
Yeah, it's it's a great 3 of Cups. It's amazing. But there is that thing of 3 women kind of all getting your kit off, and it doesn't matter. You know, you can just like be free. There's a place in London called, what's it called? Hampstead Pond or something. I've not been there, but my friend goes there, and it sounds sexist, but it is women only. And you can go. It's an outdoor swimming place, and apparently they do just all walk around naked, like outdoors. It's where you can just go and just be liberated and free, and no men are allowed in.
Yeah,
there might be some kind of like attitude. There might be some attitude about that. I don't know, like from naturist beaches and all that sort of thing. But there is something about being naked, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We are all a bit like, oh, you know, about it, but. Have I ever told you about this?
Mum's the word.
Correct. So basically, I had a very terrible time. Wait a minute, I'm just going to put my background back on because I love it so much. I had a really, really terrible time in 2010. Right, so my dad was seriously ill in hospital, and he'd been in a sort of an induced coma, and he'd just come out of it, and he was slightly getting better. And then this is the absolute truth, right? Absolute truth. So on the Sunday night, Roman said that one of the dogs, he went, oh, he said, the dog's got blood coming out of her mouth, right? And Dean, like my husband or ex-husband, he took one look at the dog and he went, I need to get her to the vet now, right now. He knew immediately. And this dog was only about 8 years old. It wasn't an old dog, right? So he jumped in the car, took the dog to the vet. 2 hours later, he said, I'm really sorry, we've had to have her put to sleep. Advanced liver failure. It was such a shock.
Oh my God.
It was such a shock. That happened on the Sunday night. The Monday, the very next day, we went to visit my dad in hospital, right? And I used to phone the hospital every morning just to see how he was. And then we'd drive down to London. Hospital said, yeah, still slightly getting better. Like each day was slightly improving. Get to the hospital, get to the ward. And they went, oh, could you go in this little room for a minute, right? And I thought, it's a bit strange because no one went straight. They went, we're really sorry. About 10 minutes ago, your dad just took a turn for the worst and he's basically dying. Do you want to go in? Right. It was so awful. And even though he was very ill and he was in intensive care and blah, 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 he was getting better. Like we were kind of making hope. yeah, he just died. He just died. So this is the next day. This was on the Monday. He was buried on the Wednesday, right? So like the Tuesday was spent arranging the funeral. He was buried on the Wednesday. On the Saturday, I had to do Mrs. Bubbles. And I just thought, do you know what? I might as well just go and do it. I might as well just go, why let the kid down on their birthday? Like, what's done is done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went and did this kid's. I got up that morning, and the other dog, who was very old and who had been struggling to get up and all of this for like years, just couldn't get up at all. This was on Saturday morning. The dog was like lying there in poo and wee, and it obviously knew its friend had died, and I just said, Dean, I'm really sorry. I'm going to go and do this kid's party, and when we get back, I think we're going to have him put down because it's not fair. He was really, really old, right, and really. So I got back from the kids' party and took the so within 1 week, 3 important, 2 dogs and my dad all died, right, basically. On the Monday, right, this is now a week after my dad has died. No, on the Friday before, my agent had phoned and said, oh, I've got you an audition for Monday. And I went, yeah, okay. I went for this audition on the Monday. I thought, no, yeah, this is a week after my dad has died and been buried. So I go for this audition, and it's for this play, Mum's the Word, right? Come out of the audition. I'm only out of the audition maybe an hour. My agent phones and said, they want to offer you the part, right? It was all very quick. They said, now the only thing is they need an immediate answer, because if you say yes, you have to fly up to Scotland tomorrow morning for a photo shoot, right? Dang. So we need an immediate answer. And they said, this is the money. So there was no time to think about it. And they went, it's a 4-month tour, and you have to run naked across the stage. Will you do it? Yes or no? And I thought, yeah, I'll do it. Okay. I thought, the whole week had been so mental. It was so mental. I didn't have time to think. So long story short, I start this job, and I thought, Jesus Christ, I've agreed to run completely naked across the stage, right? I've agreed to do this. If I'd have had time to think about it, only me, I'm the only person in the whole play that goes naked, right?
No.
Only me. Oh yeah, it wasn't like Hair where everybody does it, just me. So it gets to the day of the rehearsal, and he went, we rehearsed it all like clothed, and he said, right, today we're going to actually do the rehearsal with you going naked, right? So it's like, okay. And he went, I'll get everybody else out. It'll just be me and you in here, and you just do it to me, right? And that's it. So I thought, okay, so I did it, right, and everything. It was fine. And then he said, right, we're going to run the whole show because it was sort of close to it opening. So you just do it. So I just sort of did it, right? And it was petrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. So then the opening night comes, right, and I go naked across the stage, and the audience, Sharon, right, the audience went mental, right? Because in the play, nobody in the audience is expecting this character to go naked. Nobody sees it coming at all. And when this comes, right, and this character runs naked across the stage, right, the audience, and it's because it's called Mum's the Word, it's mainly women in the audience, right? This was the highlight of the whole play. And I did this for 4 months. I could not wait to get my kit off every night, right? I couldn't wait for this bit of the show, right? It was fantastic, right? And I'm not joking. I would recommend it to everyone to do that show and play that part and know what it feels like to have all these women going crazy for you because, they used to wait at the stage door afterwards, right? And we had a couple of celebrities in it, like people that have been in regular TV programs and things like that. And Yeah, they'd come because they were in it. You know, they didn't come to see me. They came to see them, and they got their autographs and everything. But I was the one that they were coming over to, and it was all, oh my God, you are amazing that you did that. And I just thought, I used to go, you got to do it. You have to do it. It's so liberating, right? Because we have such hang-ups about it, you know, and it's so.
I do.
I mean, I know kind of porn stars do it all the time and things like that, but I'm not who you would expect to sort of do. Oh, it was fantastic. I'm sorry to sort of change the subject, but I'm looking at your card and seeing all those naked women so liberated, right?
Yes.
And it just immediately made me think of Mum's the Word. And I'd had the week from hell, like with everybody dying on me.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, it was weird that all happening, and then all of a sudden I'm gone for like 4 months, right? You know, that's a whole other aspect to this tale, which I'm not going to go into now. But the running naked across the stage, would I do it again? Hell yeah. Yes. Oh. Yes.
That is so awesome. You're so brave.
Well, I kind of didn't have time to think. And it really was in context. There was nothing sexy or there was nothing sleazy about it. It was basically a woman at a swimming pool with a young child, and she gets the young child dressed, and she's behind a screen, and you can hear her getting a child dressed. And then she's going to get herself dressed, and you can see her taking off her swimming costume. And then she looks up like, and it's like the child has disappeared. And it's like, oh my God. And she just runs to kind of like chase this child completely naked. It's so funny. It's all in.
Oh my God, I need to see this show.
It was really, really funny. The whole show's pretty good, but that bit was kind of the moment of the whole play.
That is.
There was another bit as well. After she runs off to kind of get the child, it all calms down and they carry on and do a speech. And then she runs back again naked. And she's still looking.
Oh my God.
No, it was brilliant. Sorry. So, yeah. But anyway, so there you have another little kind of revelation of Mandy on the Moon.
I love hearing about your life.
But it was so extreme, you know, to go from this a week from hell,
that is,
and this period of hell into that happening.
Do you think that Mum's the Word might have been your Ace of Cups to heal?
I don't know. I think the naked bit was very good for me, but there was a lot of other problems because of having to go off on tour for 4 months. It wasn't that straightforward. We had young kids, and you know, so. But the naked bit was the kind of the payoff bit.
So at the very least, it was a 3 of Cups.
Yes.
That is, oh, Mandy. I wish I'd known you so much longer. I don't think anybody can top that. But if you have a 3 of Cups comment, please leave it. or y'all, she said she'd do it again. Make her do it at our first live pomegranate fair.
I was got to be in contact in some way.
It's got to be in context in some way. We'll figure that out.
You never know, Sharon. I might push you to do it because
nobody wants to see me naked. Nobody.
I don't believe that for a second. But anyway, yes, liberation. Extraordinaire.
That I will never see that card the same again. It is now a liberation card.
I wouldn't have thought of that card had it not been for the one that you showed me. That's the point.
Yeah.
That version of it that was so kind of just triggered that.
That was amazing. I love that. And I love you. You are so brave.
You
I love
only
you
live
for a lot
once.
of other reasons too, but that's part of it.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all leave some comments because that was a hell of a story. And subscribe. You don't want to miss any of this. You never know where the
Who
hell we're going to
knows?
go.
Who knows what is going to be kind of exposed next under that tree in the Four of Cups? I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth.
That's the fun of it.
No.
Intuitive tarot. You're
Yeah.
finding it here. We'll see y'all at the 4.